Well, here I am, having reached an elevation after leaving Prestatyn and heading towards Chester by the Sustrans Route 5 and taking the route up into the hills. The climb continues whichever way I look at it. This is me not shortly left Flint Castle and then cycled along using a mixed pedestrian cycleway routes, avoiding the main road to Bangor or something similar. And now I'm just trying to maintain my circuit route 5, my route 5 directions, which indicates up the way. However, how accurate are they? Some look as if they've been swirled round the posts. But anyway, it'll be good to get up to the top here and perhaps get some nice views of the Welsh countryside. Well, there we have it. Those green and pleasant lands. How lovely is that? I think that town is Bangor, or again, it's difficult to get the pronunciation or actually even to remember it. My brain becomes numb. So how about that? And there, through the gate here, is a view down to the coastline and the bay. Cycling along to Llandudno. So let's see how it goes today. That's me just about back at Prestatyn now. The wind's got up again and it is blowing a gale, really. Well, not quite a gale, but it's very, very gusty. but you know, when you look at the clouds, sunlight on the water, the distant hills, if it wasn't for the fact there were far too many people, it would be lovely. And it was lovely, but you can see, I think that's Big Orm that sticks out there that I went round today. So, about 2 or 3 miles I think to go to get to Prestatyn and then back up to the hotel.